Hello and welcome. My name is Peace Mitchell and I'm co-founder of Women Changing the World Press. Before we begin, I would like to pay my respects to the traditional owners and elders of the land that I live and work on, the people of Mamu country in North Queensland. I would also like to acknowledge and pay my respects to traditional owners and elders, past and present, right across Australia and the Torres Strait. Well, I'm excited to be here launching our new book, Dreams and Determination. And to help me celebrate, I'm so excited to have one of my fabulous co-authors joining me today, Sonya. Please join me on stage, Sonya.
Hi.
Hi, it's so good to have you here. Now, for people who haven't met you before, I would love you to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about you and the work that you do.
Yeah, amazing. So, hi everyone. I'm Sonya. I guess you could call me a leadership brand and style coach, but most of my clients seem to call me a career slash style coach because I kind of cover a little bit of both. It's actually all about defining and expressing their personal brand as well as what I call their leadership brand and really self leadership in that way of it, and combining that with your visual brand, that is your style. And I do that by using my 3D impact method, and which also incorporates a touch on human design, so you can get to understand your identity, as well as bringing in all the tools with personal brand and, of course, your personal style as well.
Oh, I love that so much. That's fabulous. Now, your chapter in Dreams and Determination is called The Suit Was Never Just a Suit. Can you tell us why you chose this title for your chapter?
Yeah, it took me a little bit to peel back the layers and go, what do I really want to say here, and what are those memorable moments to me through my journey? And so the suit, the reason why I actually picked that particular name was twofold. One, because very early on, when I used to do textiles and design back in high school, I had so many visions of what a suit represented. I wanted to design a suit, and there was a Calvin Klein pattern that I'd actually found, and I'd put together this amazing pinstripe suit. And that to me was like the epitome of, oh, okay, when I graduate, etc., I'm going to be stepping into this corporate world, and the suit is everything. And then actually going a little bit further on, that suit represented so much more throughout my journey and career, of times when the suit didn't feel like it really represented me. So there was this through line of it all that I absolutely loved the fabrication of the suit, everything about that was a part of me, and it carried all the way through my journey, and I guess my career life post, that I thought using that as the title just gave you a little bit of insight into me, and the fact that you hear so much out there around that, your clothes can act as this, they call it there's a quote there that's your suit of armor, but I wanted to look at it through a different lens.
I love that so much. And I love the story about when you were in high school and you were creating that suit. I think sometimes we know who we're meant to be when we're younger, but we lose that
Yeah.
as we go along. Is that what you
Yeah.
found as well?
Oh, absolutely. I think we've got so many external influences around us, that when you're young, you have such an open mind and such an open imagination around things and what the future and the possibility can be, that as you get older and you go through life, and it's pretty common that you start to narrow down kind of your options and where you're going and where you're heading, and you've got your day-to-day struggles and trying to build out what you want your life to be. So you start to forget and let go of those visions and those grandiose kind of dreams that you had, that somewhere along that journey, sometimes you lose a little bit of who you are.
In your chapter, you describe your journey not as a reinvention, but a
Yeah.
return.
Yeah.
How did connecting with your younger self guide the woman you are today?
Yeah, it's very much a return because when I consider what I'm doing today, it's fundamentally it's everything that I thought about and was interested in originally, but it's now become this layered experience of the woman that I am today. So, for so long, I tried to cut off that creative side of me because I thought that, well, I'm in corporate now. I'm trying to do all these things and I've got to focus on that logical side of me. So that, to use energy as an example, I kind of shut off that feminine energy when it came to achieving and wanting to do things. So that creative element that I had when I was younger that allowed me to feel things, see things, and in really step into just being creative, creating things, making things, the arts and crafts, all of that got lost along that journey. So when I say it's a return rather than a reinvention, is very much about going back to some of the fundamental roots that I had and saying, you know what, it's okay. It's okay for me to go back there and giving myself permission to I would say close off the hole because I think to some extent I'd grown and there was this other half of me that I had developed, but I'd lost that creative side of me.
Oh, I love that. And in your chapter, you also talk about how determination once looked like grit and pushing through, but that's
Yeah.
changed for you now as well. It feels like you're coming into more of an equal balance of masculine and feminine. Can you tell us a bit more about this and what determination looks like for you now?
Yeah. Look, I think this has been a really, really long journey. I spent 25 years in corporate, and to me, I guess growing up also in a household where it was about tenacity and giving your all and putting those that put in more work are going to get recognized. Those who are going to step into owning their space was going to get recognized. So everything was around do more, do better, and that was all that kind of work element. Whereas I guess through my journey and as I reflected, I kept seeing elements where I had to give up things and things like, I grew up in a time where it was like women can have everything. You can do everything you want, but you're just going to have to push hard in all of those areas. So when I reflected back and I thought about my kids and the juggle I had to do, really going back to work full time within sort of 3 and 6 months after my first two children, I gave up a lot through that time. And I gave up a lot through, many other different experiences that I had through my life journey, that it got to a point where having grit is one thing, but you've also got to leave space and open space to be able to allow that creative side to come forward. That side that says, it's okay to look for yourself and make sure that you're getting the space that you need for you and not necessarily for everyone else. And a lot of that has come through probably the last, I would say, 5 years or so, in just taking that time to go, life isn't always just about the grit. And, that's obviously come with experience for me, but I've had a number of, I guess I would say, life-changing events, like with older parents, my own husband, and that has really changed my perspective around that.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, thank you for sharing your chapter with us in Dreams and Determination, Sonya. I really enjoyed reading it. And thank you for being here today as well. I've enjoyed our conversation so much.
Thank you so much for having me, and I hope everyone enjoys the book.
Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure you grab your copy of Dreams and Determination at wcwpress.com, and we will see you all again soon. Bye for now. Thanks, Sonya.
Thank you.